finally got it done. It was actually me playing rugby back in the day. Probably around your whole life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I didn't know you played rugby.
Yeah, we played together.
Yeah, I know, that's what he said. Are we
So
ready?
did that.
Hello? Are we on?
Yeah.
We are on, okay. I'd like to call to order the committee of the whole meeting Tuesday, July 9th, 2024 at 5 p.m. It's being held and transmitted electronically via council chambers located at 39 South Shore Road in McCutcheon. And we acknowledge with respect and gratitude with the Boston people who share these lands where we live, work, and recreate together in harmony. Introduction of any like items. Whoops. Okay, go ahead.
Last year we had a delegation regarding accessibility walk through the town. Council was gonna do, we haven't found out, and I just wanted to
Notice motion,
notice a motion.
accessibility. Sure, whatever.
And then do we have an update on council chamber furniture?
Okay, we put those on, do you want to put those on a notice as a motion or just underneath this?
Accessibility walk can be the notice of motion for the next.
And new business.
And then new business, just an update on. So it's up to the rest of the meeting.
We could probably put that under business arising. It is business arising, because we asked for that. Okay. Furniture under business arising. Oh, wait a minute, yes?
Yeah, there's a cancellation. Kenzie Knight couldn't make it to the meeting today.
Oh, canceled? Okay. And Frisbee, Councilor Frisbee?
Can I get it in camera, Regina Boylan and the community chat in 91A?
And that is regarding
Town employees.
employees. Is it, can we do that, or do you have to do it in advance when it's in camera?
No, you
It's
can.
okay? All right, okay.
Should this correspondence?
No.
Or
No, that's good.
It's already, it's gonna go to regular, it's already.
regular.
Okay, anything else? Do we have a mover for the approval of the agenda? Councilor Frisbee and Councilor O'Maka, all in favor? Minutes for information only, pardon? Oh, public input, I was gonna buy that. Public input, you have 3 minutes, to speak on anything that's on the agenda, if you give your name and address and come up to the office. Anybody want to do that? Come on, Dalton, you can do it. Okay, I guess we don't have it. Let's get that out of the way. I can forget that one. Minutes from the committee of the whole, the last one, it's just for information only. If there's anything on there that you wish to discuss, we can put it under business arising. Okay, and so business arising, we asked about furniture. Will it be ready in September?
Well, we're hoping. We don't.
And it's the furniture company here, right?
Well, that's right.
That's it.
So did you make contact with them and did they give us a estimated time?
I did make contact with them, but they did not get an estimated time.
And what did they say?
Well, they were going to contact somebody else. And that's what I was going to do.
Some parts are being done by another group then, or?
No, it's just one of their members.
Oh, for.
Tara was,
Yeah, yes.
I kind of, sorry, if I may, I'm kind of finding that's just not a really good explanation from their point. So
Yeah.
I would like to say we'll be in for a year. I would like to see that we, at our next meeting, we have a date. Please.
We have correspondence of some sort, correspondence from them? That
yeah,
was-
well,
Okay. Okay, and write that down. Okay, and delegation, unfortunately, Kenzie was not here, but she'll maybe come at, end of September meeting. Correspondence and action items, none at the moment. Information consent, none. Finance, Mrs. Gill.
Yes, thank you. So these financial statements include the administration fees from January to December. And we have implemented through last year through our Citizen Cloud Service, our software providers, the ability to pay utilities and property taxes through credit cards. And so we did receive some payments this year. There was about 15 on the property taxes and another 20 payments that were received on the utility account. So that option is there now. We'll look for later in the year to also add business licenses to that. There's some information on property tax deferments, which there's been an uptake since 2014, the number of applications going up. And just this, an analysis of the homeowner grants. 2024 is obviously not complete yet, so it'd be interesting to see if the number of senior homeowner grants actually exceed for those under 65.
Councilor Romero.
So if we're going to put business licenses on, will you consider putting dog licensing?
They're not looking at that yet, software providers, but if they are, then we definitely will, yes. The problem with that is how to get the tag. With business licenses, you can have the option, the software will spit out the license and they can print it themselves, but with the dog tag, it's the logistics of that, yeah.
Thank you. Under general government services, under grant need, it said we've got a budget of 4,000, but actually we don't spend 250.
We haven't paid them out, so now that taxes have been collected by the end of this month, the ones that were approved will be sent out.
Perfect. The other question is Lakeview power fees is, so the budget was 34,000 and actual to date is $33,178 of revenue. So I was like, we just opened kind of, so it's just.
But we, the reservation system's open for the whole year. So a lot of the powered sites are now booked and you might not get much more. I mean, you will get some, it all depends on after look and see. But the powered sites definitely get booked before the non-powered sites do.
Can I ask one more question? How many power sites do we have at the county?
36, don't we? Or 32 powered sites. Something like
I
that.
always forget, it's around 32.
Yeah.
There's a couple that we don't have on the site, so.
That's it. Anyone else? No? Oh, there's the law.
I may under statement of expenditures, public works administration, is that terminology?
That's because the administration fees posted, but some of the equipment charges and that get posted throughout the year, yeah. But the administration fees from January to December had all been posted, so.
So the yearly administration charges, not the equipment charges.
Sorry,
The administration has been charged the whole year.
correct.
The equipment
Is it?
applications will be as used.
It's as per payroll, yes.
And now. Thank you. Going down to building inspector's report, just for your information. Any questions or queries on that? Okay, and the next one is the fire department for report for June.
So if I may, going back to the building permits,
Mhm.
you have the name on the signature change for that in the future, please.
The new building.
We have a new building inspector, so
We'll be doing
it's gonna be busy. We don't wanna call him Dennis when his name's Alex.
That's right. Okay, back to the fire department report for June. Any questions on that? No, and so I'm looking for a motion for 13,832.69. Counselor Christie, any council on that? All in favor? Oh, noxiously, we were talking about this at the APC the other day, and There's talking about trying to put that, we've got everything on our bylaw other than Himalayan blackberry, which is a spot that's not just invasive and free, so we're hoping that can be put on there as well. Yes. Okay, it's just for discussion.
Well, Madam Chair, for me, if you'd like to add that, like, motion to that effect.
We want to do that?
Correct staff to add that.
Okay.
Please identify the regions.
So I'll make the motion, to add, inland blackberry to the, not for the, for the, on-site. Seconded by Councilor Bender. Now I'll leave that. Okay, all those in favor? There we go. What? We just- They don't have to be everywhere. They're all over the place. Next door to my house. Okay, Canada Day, here we are, Canada Day celebration, I was gonna say it went really well. Lots more people came, there was lots of good extra advertising. Christine and Aaron were there as well to help out, and, they sold all their food out 3 times, I think we only care our twice. I got rid of over 100 root beer suckers, we had 108 cupcakes. And Jen from Country Grocer wants to make it bigger and better every year, and we'll see what happens here, so. And people enjoy talking to the different service clubs. So that was important to show what we have in this community. Some of them didn't come, but that's fine, we can do it well. Any on that? Yes,
Well, I just want to thank Councilor Austin for leading Canada Day celebrations on the public. So she's done a phenomenal job.
thank you. It's fun, I like it. It's my thing. Okay, we're gonna do Friendship Park. I'm sorry, this is another one about me as well. Some of the residents on the street behind there are concerned about the dead trees, and I've asked this before. If we can, do something about that, because they're late. If they fall over, they'll fall on Beacon Creek. There's not a lot of salmon in there, but there are some from time to time. So have we got any update from the fire department about fire smarting yet, or,
I believe it's in the plan.
so they're gonna do it?
That's
Because the last time the fire chief said there was a school board, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Fisheries talked to that. Because it needs to be done. People there, or some people will just go take their chainsaw and cut it down anyway, but then they're leaving it in the bush, which is a fire hazard.
Well,
Kids-
I'll check with the fire chief.
And kids are smoking in there, so. Okay. Oh, sorry.
You back in, the school district has partial ownership of that, so
The entire ocean.
reaching out to them as well.
Yeah, and we have.
Contributing to the.
Yeah. Yeah, it might have to be really. Okay, river access at Central Park, who would that be?
Me, Madam Chair. There was some concerns brought forward on the safety of the access as it has declined. Since then, I believe Public Works has taken care of the safety issues. But I'm wondering, given that there is no access on the river and people are continuously asking for water access, whether we would look at refurbishing some of those stairs going down by Central Carponche Park. I know we didn't budget for it, but just something to consider. Given that the Riverside Dock has closed its wharf for access only to people who are utilizing their facilities. So we are down to the duck pond for access. And nothing on this side of there. So just for your consideration, if you'd like to have a discussion on that, we can most certainly bring that forward in a future meeting or council meeting, if there's any buy-in from my fellow members.
Council Sanders?
Well, I have a buy-in, but, are you wanting something possibly done during this year, in summer?
I'm not sure if we should look at it in a budgetary process for maybe next year or how we be able to do that. I think it's important that A safety issue, and for access and egress, should there be a need for emergency services, for instance, to get down there. Would be another option.
So right now, if there was an emergency on the water and they had to go down there, is it safe enough now for emergency or somebody to come up? Like, is there any issues of the use of that right now?
I believe the issue on the safety of the rebar that was a problem has been remedied by Public Works. But there is no access, stair access down there, so. Similar to Little Beach was something that I was considering, and looked at that, and whether or not it would be a smaller version. But again, that's not for me to decide, that's for this table to decide, and how we go about it is another discussion.
So can I make a motion and that we have Public Works come back, and look at it and come back with a couple recommendations at our meeting for the end of this month, at our regular meeting?
Certainly can, I'll second that.
If you're gonna call the question, I'd like to remove myself for the conflict of interest.
Okay.
With my business being located there, my customers wouldn't use that sequence.
Okay, yeah. And that was for the next.
If I can comment on that, I've already looked at that, the old stairs were, rotten, everything had rotten out, the rebar, we pulled all that out, all the wood's gone. It's a slope. And I've had an estimate on a stairway done on it, so it's up to you guys if you want to spend the money or not spend the money.
How much was it, Estimate?
A wood one is roughly $6,000 plus Public Works will have to spend a little bit of money on it, so $6,000 to $8,000. Or we can go to maybe a metal or aluminum one, which is gonna be a little bit more. I haven't got a quote on that. But if we go aluminum, at least it's not gonna rot out, it'll be there forever.
Yeah, well, Councilor Macker.
Sorry. So should that go to budget discussions for next year? Or
All up to you guys.
money in the
Yeah.
budget for this
You guys
year?
wanna go next year or spend the money now?
Take it from
We
paving,
didn't budget for it, so.
take it from paving,
Okay,
sorry.
good one.
And if I may, given that we have a motion on the floor for staff to come back, perhaps with a follow-up on amendment design quote. And then given the amount, I think it's appropriate that we put it in budget for next year, but at least we do the background work for access should it occur next year.
Consider that, okay. Anything else? So all those in favor? Opposed?
And just to further that, it is reasonably safe now. We took all this stuff out. It's just a slope ground, so people can get up and down it, so. It's not somewhere somebody's gonna get hurt. We made it safe.
We're gonna get Mr. Frisbee now. I did. Yeah, whatever. I can't remember anything. What did I just do? It's okay, it's the heat. We'll give you a flip around the air, that's what we did. Okay, Spirit Loop update.
Madam Chair, given that the delegation was not present, I don't think it's appropriate to have that discussion unless there is a need for some input. Certainly, most certainly can.
Did you have something?
Joseph?
Yeah, I can give a little update. I spoke with Kenzie Knight. She's with Couch and Tourism. And she had indicated she would come to this meeting. But because she didn't get to meet with Donna Petrie with the city of Langford, she said she couldn't make it because she's not that well aware of what this, the Spirit Group is all about. So she's meeting her the end of this month, I believe. And then she figured she could then maybe come to council. But she thought it would be better if we had Donna Petrie come to make a presentation to council rather than her. And so Donna Petrie was told to contact me, but she has not done that at all, so I'm not quite sure what, she's fairly busy. Donna Peters is fairly busy, so I'm not sure that the council wants her
Sure.
or Kenzie.
Given that information, let's put this in.
Okay. Any council Christie?
Donna Peters away till July 7th, I think, is when she's returning from holiday. But the update from, talks I've had with, Josh Handyside at Malahat Nation is that the budget has increased for promotion on Spirit Loop, so up to $300,000 to create marketing for anyone that is invested in it. They want Lake Cowichan on board, they don't know why we're not on board. And it's also not geared primarily towards First Nations. There's a First Nation in Soup, and then the Malahat is the other First Nations that's involved. But all the Port Renfrew promotion is through private enterprise, or the town opting in. So we've just got to be clear on what this is. It's basically a chance to get in on a large marketing fund where a lot of the grants are coming that we wouldn't have to come up with that money. So I really do hope this table and the staff do buy into it. It's I don't know what they're saying is looking a gift horse in the mouth, but it's becoming quite frustrating.
Well, I just want to say, I resent the video that Council Frisbee had sent us in December, just sharing the Spirit League video of just the promotion through, starting event through, and, you know, depending on what the cost is for the town, I mean, that's what we don't know yet, or do we have, Chris?
I can speak to that, Kenzie Knight has indicated that she might have the funds to pay for the house.
Through grant, or,
Yeah, I think they have.
then it's definitely worth us looking at. Mr. Frisbee?
Yeah, I can also attest to that. So Mackenzie Knight has said that Cowichan Tours will cover those costs because it is money that we are paying to the town is paying to the CBRD for that economic development. So sorry, I'm just trying to find if I may. Oh, so we're paying $21,000 as for economic development to the CBRD. So this is something that we can get in return. Maybe something for a later discussion, but that's a fair chunk of change we're sending to the CBRD for economic development. And I think if we were to partner with groups and municipalities around, sorry, not municipalities, groups and organizations around the lake, maybe it might be better invested in getting someone in a position, even if it's a contract position with 4BI, which is what Mackenzie Knight is. I just think that we should look at how we're spending economic development money. I know that the First Nation just spent $70,000 on economic development study. So there is appetite for Cowichan West to actually have their own identity at this, and that's something that I'd love to see going forward.
And aside from the contributions that we make through our function, there's also the option of the MRDT funds and hotel taxes, which are afforded to tourism Cowichan. Funds that can be allocated towards those opportunities as well, I'm sure. I do recall that you had mentioned that Cowichan tourism would pay for this. I think it's appropriate that we get on board. We have Ms. Petrie and Ms. Knight join us to launch this at some point here in the future. Because we're gonna miss the tourists.
So just one more, just for Madam Honourable, I remember that we voted for the CBRD to put some kind of hotel or some kind of fees that were being received into the affordable housing. Is that's something else?
The online format.
So more even,
The MRDTs. They are.
so it doesn't affect.
No, it doesn't affect. Just,
What? Anything else?
Can I just make a comment?
Yes,
It's really hard to hear back here with the air conditioning on,
move your chair.
but we do receive funds, $5,000 from that fund we're talking about. At this point in time.
That's all. And that's for Lakeview Flex? Or that's
Visitor center.
the visitor center, oh, right.
I think that.
Okay, got that. Okay, thank you. We're going down to public works now, access to water meter reading.
This came up at the public meeting that we had in May, whether or not there would be a possibility of an online format to check for usage. Currently, the way it works, you don't know if you have a leak until you get your bill for overages. So if there's a way to mitigate that by keeping an eye on your consumption without going out and reading the meter, which you're not allowed to take a cover of. I'm just looking at an option whether or not there would be that availability in the current system that we have. Now, some communities larger than us do afford that option for conservation matters, so I'm just wondering if there's any option for an online meter update, for instance, no different than the email updates that we send when people sign up, whether that could be accommodated or it would be too much of administrative.
Well, I think the email update might be the solution. The cost of getting it online would, would be more than the benefit, outweigh the benefit. So I would think at the end of the day, we don't have a lot of people going over the 35 cubic meters per month. Maybe the director of finance can speak to that too.
Yeah, there aren't a lot that, and even fewer that have leaks, but we do, anybody that goes over, 100 cubic meters in a month, we do notify by mail immediately. And if it's excessive, really excessive, like 300, 400, 500 cubic meters in a month, we phone them right away if we have the contact info.
If I may, part of the problem is the timing of that. When you get the letter in the mail, it's 2 months before you receive the indication that you have an overage. And it could be longer, say, before that is recorded. Some communities, the city of Richmond, for instance, has a forgiveness clause of 2 quarters. They will quarterly, 2 quarters of water overage reprieve once you prove that that water leak is fixed. So this is an option to mitigate that prior to having those 400. If it's an email update where there is the overage, that's faster than if you know what I mean.
Currently, we don't have emails for a lot of people, just some that have signed up for the, but those emails are not tied to utility bill accounts. It's just an email list that's kept separate. So we don't have the ability to email. And a lot of people have the option when they pay the property taxes to update their phone number and don't want to have that updated with it.
They can advertise and those who are interested to receive, instead of by Canada Post, an email option for an overage to mitigate that at a timely manner. Given that the water meters were implemented for conservation purposes, I think that would be appropriate to look into. It means that we have to do a public engagement, then so be it. If it's only 10 people that do it, it's 10 people that do it. But if you sign up now, you can get an email notification of water quality, for instance, any other emergency operations within that email, blank email. So adding that instead of a paper letter. We can discuss it later and see if there is an investigative process to see how other communities would accommodate that. I know there's other options out there. In the short time that I did some investigation, that was the easiest that I thought.
Okay, could we put something on Facebook and website saying something about that? To get people ready?
I think once we have discussed how we couldn't, prior to that, I don't, yeah.
You don't want to have anything about
Because it's
email?
not available.
No, I know, but I was thinking of the email, because there
Oh,
are
yeah,
people that,
sign up.
that kind of thing, maybe bring that up again. Yes, Spencer?
I was just gonna, say, could we direct staff just to bring it back something in the fall? Like regarding a couple options?
So that's it. Okay.
Can I make a comment on that?
Sure.
Just what Ms. Gill was saying. In our computer system, we do not have contact information for people. We find leaks, we try to contact them, it takes a letter. We don't have email, we don't have phone numbers, and they refuse to give it to us. So they have to have some responsibility so we can
Right.
contact them. They don't want to give us their information. I've tried many times. And we go in our system and we have no way of phoning them. There's no phone number. Won't
And
give it to us.
that's our job to get the public interest
Yeah.
in that.
They don't want to give it to us. Well, then they'll get then they get a letter.
So if you don't wanna buy in, then
Yeah, no,
You
it
don't.
just.
Yeah.
It's only so much we can do.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's it.
And then when it is extreme, we do have either Public Works drop off a notice or the bylaw enforcement officer just drop off a notice at the door, so they're being contacted that way. It's not always the owner that lives there, so it doesn't always go back to the owner, but we do make our attempts. And for anybody that's interested, there's they do phone in and ask what their meter read is. We do get a lot of those phone calls. Because when the quarterly billing goes out every quarter, they can see what their usage is, and that's on their bill, that's already given to them. So they do have that quarterly.
Just through to you, mate. What's the, how many leaks do we have a year? Like, is this a big problem?
It varies. We have several, but I couldn't give you a number. I don't.
But a handful a year, I guess is what it is it?
Yeah, probably at least, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, usually it's toilets or we have. What's the leak, so, and you don't know right away until. You figure out the problem. Okay. Parking study. Updates.
Well, we've authorized them to proceed.
Okay.
It'll take 6 months for them to complete,
And are they starting this month or next month?
starting this one.
Any comment? No, okay. Oh, Counselor.
So will they focus on at least a long weekend?
They are going to the first long weekend coming up.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, well, that's good, thank you. Okay, new business, tour of facilities, department tour of collect and info center. Doesn't say Lakeview, but oh yeah, Lakeview too, there we are. Mr. Smith, are we coming on Friday,
It's on, I can meet everyone here, you can follow me down to the spots and we can talk.
10 o'clock?
That works,
Okay,
yeah.
10 o'clock here.
Okay,
Everybody except Councillor Frisbee, he will be away representing Canada in Nottingham, England at the World Cup of Touch Rugby.
hmm,
So congratulations,
Mhm.
Councillor Frisbee, and good luck.
okay. Okay, notice of motion, can we, put an accessibility tour, or I guess it was, more of a report on the next. Do you want it on the next COTW, or do you want it on the regular?
I just want to bring it up that we haven't done this, and I think I think it's important that council does do this, and
I think there was some done with the ABC, but I have to check with the last reports we got. So when would you like it? Do you want something? I don't know if we could do anything by the regular meeting. Yes, Mayor McGonagall.
There was a delegation to this effect, so I can reach out to the person who gave that presentation and see if they would like to join us and when their availability would be. And
Okay,
I'll bring it back for council to consider if you wish.
that's a good idea. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah.
there's gonna be a campfire ban starting Friday, so. They announced on the news tonight. So
All campfires?
all coastal.
If I could just make a comment with that, we already initiated a campfire ban at Lake Park this morning,
Oh,
Good.
just to sort of get ahead of the curve.
Those are going to be ahead of the game, yes, so should it be posted on our Facebook and our town? Sure, it will be, yes. I did notice coming into town Monday, one of the, the fire thing that's on the side of the highway that tells you how low meeting had to roll, and I thought, whoa, somebody hasn't put that up yet. So anyway, that's good, it doesn't hurt to be ahead of the game a little bit, so. Okay, question period, limited to items on the agenda. You have 3 minutes. If there's something on the agenda anybody wishes to speak to, and the offsite phone number is 250-749-3239 to phone in if you have a question. Did anybody have a question?
Well, while we're waiting, I'll just make a comment on water restrictions. Most likely Thursday, we'll go into stage 2. Yeah. Yeah, we've been on 1. Stage 2, we just got a notification a couple days ago. As soon as the government puts us into drought 3, we go to stage 2, so. And they're predicting that for Thursday.
So that can be on our website too, and, yeah, Facebook.
There's also signs that we can put around.
Yeah, as soon as we get the word, we'll.
The phone's not ringing. I want you to phone in and order a pizza or something. Never mind. Okay, you think we should call it a day then for that? Or do we need to wait the whole 3 minutes? We'll wait 1 minute.
Jazz, we should phone one.
I was just gonna phone, but I did it once before.
I'll get word of the phone one day. We'll figure it out. I'll get one number there. We're having no meeting, just so everybody knows, we're having no meetings in August. And then in September, we have our COTW, then we're off to BBCM, so. So I guess then we need a motion to adjourn to in camera.
Okay, Section 92 of the community charter requires that before meeting, or part of a meeting is closed to the public, council must state by resolution why the meeting is to be closed, and the basis on which the meeting is to be closed fall under the following section of the community charter. Section 90, dealing with personnel.
Seconded. All in favor? So we move to in camera. Short recess while we move to in camera. Yeah. I believe him.
He's not giving us a.
What's that?
You've got to be a little bit.
I'm good. No, sorry, everybody did it. I paid for it, something that. Oh, it's coming really good. Do the exercise, do that, and put the ice on it.
The other knee now?
Not necessary. It's, you know, it's not as bad, you know. Why here, we'll see. It's more over.
It was me.
So this one, they like, but I don't wanna take a chance at it. Some people do them real quick, I don't wanna.
The thing is, you got.
You need one good knee, right?
The doctor has a really big ass.
Well, I've been in it once.
Sorry, I just, its eyes are on me and I didn't know.
Forgot, yeah, you're right. Yes, Tuesday, today, yeah.